Hey everyone, welcome to Royce Reports. I'm your host Royce. On this channel, we talk mostly Xbox related news, but I do dabble in other gaming related topics and reviews. So if you think you might be interested in that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And today we're going to be going over the new Halo update that just launched. We're going to be talking about Mass Effect and the Mass Effect news that happened on N7 Day, and as well as a potential Gears of War movie and animated franchise. So with that, let's get into the news. Alright, Gears of War is getting a movie. This is something that has been in the works for a really long time. This is something that I heard about since the very first Gears of War, when that was a huge box office hit for gaming. So I remember playing Gears of War for the first time, and one of the things that me and my dad said while playing this game was, this would be a perfect movie. This is something that I could see on screen, and it would be so gritty and so real and so awesome to see all of that carnage displayed on a big screen. And I kind of get Starship Troopers type vibes from the Gears of War franchise, which I mean, I think it's very relatable, but that's the kind of vibe I get. And now there is rumors, actually not rumors, but actual validation that there is a Gears of War movie coming and an animated franchise. So let's see what they have to say about this. Gears of War movie announced alongside adult animated series on Netflix. Netflix? Oh my fucking god!
Oh my god!
What? No, I don't want to do that.
You're going to have a great time.
No.
You might meet some new people.
No.
You'll even make some new friends.
No. No.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh. Alright, so to celebrate the 16 years of Gears of War, Netflix ended up posting something on their Twitter, which was, Gears of War was released 16 years ago today, and to mark the occasion, Netflix has partnered with the Coalition to adapt the Gears of War video game saga into a live-action feature film, followed by an adult animated series with the potential for more stories to follow. So, obviously, this is awesome news. I'm glad to hear this. I know Netflix can be hit or miss on a lot of things, but they do have some really good shows, but they also have some really bad shows. So this is up in the air, but they do have the Coalition working with them alongside this development of the movie and this animated franchise. So with that, I think that the animated series has actually a lot of potential, because if you've seen the recent animated series on Netflix with Cyberpunk, with the Arcane game or video, the Arcane show, the LOL League of Legends show, as well as Castlevania and other animated video game projects that they have brought to Netflix, are all actually pretty good. So that's actually pretty interesting. And because of the world that Gears of War is set in and the hyper violence that they have, I think that could be best translated into a adult animated show. Just because you could put whatever you think on paper and it works, right? You could do whatever you want. There are no limitations when it comes down to animation, when it comes down to video games, because whatever you think of, whatever you want, you can place in front of somebody. Now, with the live action movie, there are those difficulties that you're going to have to come across, because you can't really do everything that you want. There are limitations to that. And with Gears of War, it's going to be interesting to see them try to translate that from the game to the big screen, because these characters that you see in Gears of War are very abnormally large. So you need abnormally large people to play these roles. So a lot of people are suggesting that Dave Bautista is the guy that does does Marcus Phoenix, and he has been one of the people that has been pushing for a Gears of War movie for a very long time. And I know he's worked with Netflix in the past, like with the Zack Snyder film he did not too long ago, Army of Dead, something like that. He's worked with Netflix before, so I imagine that he can also continue to do that and have a good partnership. And a lot of fans want him as Marcus Phoenix, and if not as Marcus Phoenix, at the very least include him as a cameo of some sort. That would be awesome. I would also like to see Terry Crews as Coltrane. I think that he brings a lot of energy that Cole has in the series, and Terry Crews has that same exact energy, and he's also a really buff dude. That dude is ginormous. He is huge, and it would be perfect for that role. Maybe, let's see. We'll see. I just the casting has to be done right, because that is what makes or breaks a series. And with the other series that Microsoft has done before with the Halo franchise on Paramount Plus, a lot of people are hit or miss about that. I think it was Paramount Plus's biggest draw that they've ever received on the platform, and they've already greenlit a season 2. So there's an audience there for that, and I don't think it's the gamers. I think it's the people who don't really follow the games, and that's what Microsoft wants. That's what these companies want. They want the general audience to go and watch these things, and hopefully it brings them towards the games. Look at things like The Witcher on Netflix as well. A lot of people were introduced to the show and introduced to the book series because of the Netflix adaptation with Henry Cavill. And it shows, because once they showed that show and how popular it was, the sales of the video games and the books went up. So that's what they want. They want that similar reaction to the Gears of War franchise, and I think it deserves it. Gears of War is, a lot of people say that Gears of War is very, I think people are saying Gears of War is on the decline with the original trilogy at its peak. I beg to argue, because I think Gears of War 4 and 5 are wonderful, and Gears Tactics is a surprise hit. So I think that the Gears of War franchise has been solid from beginning to end, with the only misstep being Judgment. But I'm interested to see what they decide to do with this and where they go, and I'm looking forward to updates along the way. But Gears of War is not the first franchise that they are deciding to adapt to the big screen. You also have Grounded, which is the game that recently launched last month. The kids being small and in the backyard, that is also getting a Netflix adaptation. It's going to be a animated show. You also have Fallout. Fallout is getting its own show on Amazon Prime with Jonathan Nolan in works to kind of bring that to life, and I've only seen great things from the screenshots and the videos of it, and I can't actually post any of that. I tried before, and Amazon has taken it down. But the videos and images of the Fallout show look awesome and amazing. Minecraft is also getting a movie itself, with, I think the last major reports was that Jason Momoa's in tap to bring his voice to the roles in that world. But Minecraft, the movie, was probably going to be a huge hit because of how many kids love Minecraft, as well as Grounded. Grounded is an awesome game. I recommend checking it out. But you can see a lot of these movies and shows that are trying to be adapted from these games from all these companies. Like, Microsoft isn't the only one that's doing this. Sony's also doing this. They have a Ghost of Tsushima movie in the works. They have the Last of Us show coming out. They have Horizon Forbidden West that they're working on, as well as God of War adaptation. So they also have a lot of things in the works, and I think they're just trying to shore up their IP, trying to make it more consumable. You saw with the Uncharted movie. Uncharted is actually one of the biggest movies of the year, and I bet a lot of people who played that or who watched that movie didn't even play the game. So it is a draw for sure, and it's definitely going to increase sales if it does well. So with that, let's talk about the Halo news update, which is they launched their winter update that we talked about in the previous video, and it includes Forge beta, it includes co-op campaign, as well as 2 new maps and a bunch of bug fixes and tweaks to the weapons. Now, I don't know if I'll hop into this just because I'm so busy with God of War Ragnarok. I intend to play Gotham Knights, but I do want to check out Halo's co-op. So if my friend is watching this, he knows. Well, I'll probably drag him into it and we'll probably play it. I've already beaten the campaign. I enjoyed it. There was definitely some things that I felt were lacking story-wise and just cinematic-wise. But I'm still a fan of Halo. I do think Halo Infinite is a good game, despite the fact that it has had 0 launch support and that it is this live service game without any live service content. Again, I don't need to rehash all the issues with Halo because everyone here knows how bad Halo is, the state of Halo and how bad it is, and how it goes from being in one of the highest played, most played Halo games of 20 million people on launch to now nobody playing it and everyone actually going back to the Master Chief Collection. So I appreciate them going and trying to support it. I appreciate them fighting that fight and pushing to get this game in the state that it needs to be in. I really do appreciate that, but at some point I think it might be too little too late. You had a great opening last year and you blew it, and now this year you're competing with games towards the end of the year. You're competing with God of War, you're competing with Call of Duty, you're competing with Gotham Knights, you're competing with Callisto Protocol, High on Life. You're gonna into next year. You're gonna be competing with Dead Space Remake and Resident Evil 4 and all these other games, Redfall. So at this point, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be doing these updates. They should. They need to fix it. They need to correct it. And maybe with Forge finally coming out, they could breathe life back into the multiplayer and have the community pretty much do the heavy lifting. But it's a bummer, and I wish they would have treated that franchise a little bit better, especially since it is what made you who you are today. But that's with Halo, and so yeah, it's sad to see, but that's it. So the other thing I want to talk about is Mass Effect N7 Day. N7 Day was a few days ago, and to celebrate N7 Day, the BioWare guys decided to drop a teaser, and the teaser is there for everybody who are huge diehard Mass Effect fans to go in and dissect. And a lot of people found a lot of interesting things. I'm not going to go and claim that I know all this stuff. I'm not going to claim that I'm the biggest Mass Effect fan, even though Mass Effect is one of my favorite trilogies. In fact, it is my favorite trilogy of games ever. It is amazing. But with these new updates, I will be talking about leaks. So if you have not played Mass Effect, do yourself a favor, pause the video, come back after you beat it in about 3 weeks, and then we could talk about it. But it is on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you can experience it there. But it seems like they have chosen a ending to be the canon ending, which is the destroy ending. And in that ending, you decide to destroy all synthetic life and end up destroying all the Mass Effect relays. And so everybody that is in those galaxies are kind of left to themselves, are stuck there and stranded there because there is nothing bridging them between each of the galaxies. And at the very end, all Geth life is supposed to be dead, as well as all synthetics. And you, as Shepard, is the only ending where Shepard ends up taking a breath at the very end. So maybe Shepard is alive. And with this new update, they have a image of what looks like to be another mass relay being built, and there is some footage playing in the background, which is Liara talking with some Geth noises. So it's very interesting.
Exactly. The Council will be furious. Although they should know by now not to underestimate. I can see it in different ways. How did we miss that?
He said exactly, the Council will be furious, and you should not underestimate the human defiance. So what this means, I have no clue. Some people are saying that maybe it could be that they are building a mass relay without the support of the Council, without informing them, sort of like how the Shadow Broker operates, or how the Elusive Man does business out there in space, where they just kind of do things and they just keep it hush hush. I don't know how hush you could keep a huge Mass Effect relay being built, but what is weird is that the previous Mass Effect relays were discovered by other races. They were not built by them. They were built by the Prometheans, and they were just abandoned almost because, well, the Prometheans ended up getting pretty much murked by the Reapers. They end up using that to pretty much go between galaxies and discover different alien races. And it looks to me like they're building a brand new one. So it's gonna be interesting. This is supposed to be taking place in the year 2199 is what people are speculating because of the date on the lower left-hand corner. I have no idea what year it is. It could take, because it ends with just the last two digits. It could be any year really, because Liara is involved in this apparently. So it could be any year. We don't really know. Liara herself has been shown in the Mass Effect teaser. You hear her voice in this audio clip. So she is obviously a huge role in whatever it is to come for Mass Effect 5. She can live a very long time. She is in Asari. She's in Asari. So Asaris live for hundreds of years. So it's really nothing. We have Michael Gamble coming out and saying, although they should know by now not to underestimate human defiance. Liara to Sony, Dr. Shadowbroker, and Redacted. So we don't really know what that last portion is. Is she now a Spectre? Is she a matriarch? Is she a part of the council? Is she a captain of her own ship? We don't really know. You can only speculate these things, obviously, but I'm glad that Liara is back. She was the person that my Shep would be with in every single playthrough. I know there's a lot of people who would be either with Miranda or with Tali, but I was always a Liara stan. So take that as you will. I was right apparently, because now look, she's back. So where is Tali now, huh? Where's Miranda now? Huh? Fucking dead. That's this being that they're probably trying to bring back Shepard for some reason. It looks like in the trailer they find the wreckage and they pick up his armor, the N7 armor. So there's a lot to unpack. There is a lot to be anticipated for, but at the same time, I got to admit that BioWare has not been hitting it out of the park lately. You had the issues with Mass Effect Andromeda, you had the issues with Dragon Age Inquisition, and you had the issues with Anthem. There's a lot of these things that just didn't hit for me, and you look at, they did great with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and it is awesome to be able to experience that game at 4K 120 frames on my Xbox Series X. It's actually 1440 at 120 frames, but I'm able to experience that on my Xbox Series X, and it's the best way to play that game, or those trilogy of games. And I just hope that they just don't mess it up. Like, I really hope that BioWare can get their groove back with the Dragon Age game that they're coming out with, as well as this Mass Effect game. But it looks like they're taking their time and they are trying to get it right, which I really do appreciate. And the Dragon Age game also looks pretty good, so we'll see. Hopefully old BioWare is back, and maybe Xbox should have bought them when they had a chance, but they fucking didn't. But that doesn't mean you can't buy them now. Hey, go buy them. Yep, go do it. Hey, acquisition rumor, you heard it here first, folks. Microsoft is buying BioWare from EA. Tell all your friends. And yeah, but I definitely miss those characters. I'm glad to hop back into that world, and I do hope you get to play as Shepard again. I feel like they could probably change it up to where you play as someone else, and Shepard is just a part of the history of what happened in the previous Mass Effect games. But I would love to see Shepard come back and Liara's reaction to him returning, as well as if there's any other surviving crew members, and how they react to Shepard's return. So What do you think? What do you think? Well, let me know in the comment section below. Are you excited about Gears of War having their own animated series and potentially a movie from Netflix?
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that one. Or are you, what about Halo? Are you going to hop back in after this winter update and maybe mess around and Forge a bit or play Halo co-op? And last but not least, Mass Effect. Let me know what you think about Mass Effect. What your favorite Mass Effect game is in the comment section. Mine is Mass Effect 2. I love Mass Effect 2. It is amazing. It is my favorite in the franchise. It is a masterpiece. It is an A+. But let me know what you think about all these rumors and what your kind of own personal theory is on what they're doing with Mass Effect and where they're going to take the game in a direction for the future and see where we go. And I hope they don't get rid of all those choices, because that's what made Mass Effect, even though that they ended up boiling it down to 3. And if they do make another Mass Effect, it kind of goes down to just being one ending. It's about the journey and all the choices that you made along the way that impact you. And I want them to have that same amount of detail in the choices that you make in these upcoming series. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, and have a good one. And remember, take it easy.